Hi, friends. Welcome back to Live at the Roxy on this Thursday, July 7th. Wow, less than a week away from my birthday. Not that that fucking matters in the middle of everything that is going on right now, but it's a fact, so I figured I'd mention it. I'm going to try something a little bit different today, and I'll tell you guys what that is momentarily. But before I do that, shout out to everybody who's joining on the top of the show. Y'all are my people. Shout out to Glenn Caesar, Jeff Christopher, Austin Kramer, Jimmy Nails, Matthew Gold, my amazing mod, Scott Welsh, Manny Gonzalez, Lloyd Nance, and all of the people, as Matthew Gold reminds everybody, no spoilers, y'all, for Thor. Come on now. I've seen it for 2 weeks and I've managed not to spoil it. You guys can do it for one day. Shout out to Redford Reddington, to George Pruitt, Brittany Parker, Sean Quinn, Four-leaf angel. Wow, four-leaf angel. I didn't even know an angel had any leaves. I guess the more you know. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking for today. John Bainbridge says snubbed. Were you snubbed? Did I not say John Bainbridge? My bad, my dude. Here's what I'm thinking. So I'm going to do a quick, probably 20-minute show. Could be a bit longer than that here today. And I want to talk about a couple things with you guys. I'm going to be using this show live at the Roxy to talk about the things that are going on in my life, that are going on in the world, that are going on in your guys' lives. And today that consists of, we had an Always Lola screening last night in Cleveland that I want to talk about, which is the movie that I was in case you guys have not been here. And I also want to talk about Derek Chauvin, who was just sentenced to 21 years. I was a little confused about something, so I want to ask you guys for clarity on that. But I want to talk about that. And then I also want to talk about James Caan passing away. I know that is entertainment news. However, it is also life news, as it is a man who lost his life and probably affected many of our lives. I'm also watching The Offer right now, so I feel like James Caan is very much alive in my mind right now. And yeah, I want to talk to you guys about that. And then after I am done with this show today, I'm going to head straight over to Callin, which is that app that I'm on now, Callin, Callin. And I'm going to do a live show there. And on that show, I'm going to talk entertainment news. And I've been doing that show once a week. I think I'm going to start to do that show twice a week. The reason that I'm really liking that show is a couple of different things. Number one, I don't need to do there what I do here. Here, this is a fan-funded show. In order for me to continue doing this show, you guys are my producers. You guys are the financiers. Sirs, you know the deal. You guys are the ones in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. And then over there, Colin is my boss. And they are the ones who tell me, talk entertainment news. And then I get to talk that without asking you guys for jack shit. I also really like it over there because they're very good to me. They're very nice to me. They are good partners. They collaborate with me. I like the app, and I like that you guys, I see you chatting in real time like I do here, but the show is based off of communicating with each other, and also you can call into the actual show, which I hope some of you guys utilize and start to do, which would be really cool. So anyway, that's my plan for today. So if you haven't already downloaded the app, Callin, Callin, and right after this show, I'm going to go over there. What I'm going to be talking about on that show today is, number one, Marta Kaufman, who is the creator of my favorite show of all time, Friends. She's also done a ton of other things. She finally addressed something that I've been thinking about upon all of my friends' rewatches for quite some time, which is misgendering Chandler's parents. It is a huge running, and this is a weird word to say in regards to what I'm talking about, but gag on the show about Chandler having his mom and what is on the show referred to as his dad, even though that it's a trans woman. And so Marta Kaufman finally addressed that. So I'm going to talk about that over on Callin. I also want to talk That's actually the theme of the show is LGBTQIA community. I also really want to deep dive into these Macy Gray comments that she made on Pierce Morgan and then the apology that she gave. And that in comparison, in addition to Bette Midler and Bette Midler's comments that she made on Twitter and the apology that she gave. And I want to get your guys' thoughts on those things. So please, please, after this is done, go over to Call-In, let your voice be heard, and all of that good stuff. Meanwhile, while we're on this show today, Streamlabs in, Super Chat in, let me know your questions, comments, concerns. That gives me the freedom here to talk more about your lives, my lives. Kind of feels that way sometimes. I actually saw something pretty incredible today. Speaking of lives, or just having a lot going on, I posted on my Instagram story, but I saw this professor and he had this big mason jar and he put these golf balls in this mason jar. And he said to the class, and he filled it to the brim with golf balls. And he said to the class, "Is this jar full?" And they said, "Yes." And then he added a bunch of pebbles into the jar. And the pebbles go all through because they can slip between the cracks of golf balls. And he said, "Is this jar now full?" And they said, "Yes." And then he added a bunch of sand into the jar. And of course, the sand goes between all those cracks. And he says, "Is the jar now full?" And everybody said, "Yes." And then he poured water on top of that. And the water goes into the jar. And he says, "Is the jar now full?" And everybody said, "Yeah." And he said, "Your friends and family and the most important things in your life are the golf balls. And that is what makes your life full. And then the little pebbles are the things you need, like your car and your house and things that also help make your life full. And then the sand is kind of everything else, all the other things that you do." And then he made this point that I thought was really interesting where he says, "But if you start with the sand, then you don't have room. If you add the sand first, all the small things, those little things, the little annoyances and botherances and the things that don't matter as much, if that's what fills your jar first, then you don't have room for the golf balls." And I was like, whoa. I'm sure other people have seen it before. Jimmy said he's seen that, but that kind of was mind-blowing to me. And also, this isn't the point that he was making, but the point that I'm making too is that, if you're ever dating somebody and they say, "I just don't have time for this right now," or if you ask somebody if they want to work on a project with you and they say, "Oh, I'm just so busy right now." Even when we're full, we're never too full for the things that we want to fill our jar. Even when you're full, it's always an excuse. If somebody says to you they just don't have time to date you, it's not what's going on. It's not what's going on. So, bunch of reminders around there for us. Yeah. Let me see what's going on with you guys in the Streamlabs. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. That's my name. Please wear it out. I feel like that's been something I've been casually saying on this show for a couple of years now. And I don't know whether it does or doesn't make sense. Everybody says, "Don't wear it out." I'm like, come on. The name on everybody's lips is going to be Roxy. In the Streamlabs, Matthew Gold says, "Rest in peace, James Caan, one of my all-time favorite actors in Godfather, Elf, The Program, and my favorite was Las Vegas show." Thank you for mentioning James Caan. We'll talk about him, but for sure send in Streamlabs and let me know your guys' favorite James Caan performances. There's a couple huge ones, but maybe you got some hidden ones as well. In the Streamlabs, also Glenn Caesar in here. Thank you for all this love. To paraphrase, Glenn says that he says happy or whatever adjective works best for you. Peace, bunnies, and hugs. Wishing love to my family. Thanking everybody who's choosing to battle. Thanks for that. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Breathing in the sparkles. I didn't even this time. Getting rid of the blockages. He said he had a meditation this morning where he blacked out. Wow, damn. I hope that that's a good thing. And he was going to walk out as if he fully relaxed. Yeah, that's great. He's also talking about the yellow and the green, as we know. fact that it's about a week from my birthday was pretty cool too. That is cool, Glenn. Happy almost birthday. And happy birthday to all the Cancers this month. And Leos too. Leo, my favorite sign. And then he says, and everyone that's listening, say to yourself, I'm kind, I'm caring, I'm fully unique, I'm good people. Yep, we say all those things, being unselfishly loving and supportive of others, including strangers, whether it's on the internet or not, as well as being kind, caring, and fully unique. Yep. Glenn with the good all the time. He said, I might not be there for Live with Roxy, family stuff. Ooh, I hope you're okay, but at least I can give my support to you. You can read them whenever. The next episode or Live with Roxy, either way. Thanks for being a great friend. And, oh yeah, my Anakin Skywalker shirt and dueling that he sent me. Thank you for that, Glenn. You rock. John Bainbridge yesterday said, happy early birthday. I became a rock star about 2 years ago, but was a fan of SJU. I think you may have been an influence on me and my mental state over the Pan Pizza. The Pan Pizza, the panini? I don't know too much about trajectory, but I think you've changed mine for the better. Wow, John, that's really fucking nice. Thank you for saying so. I hope that people feel that way. If I can do that for anybody in life, then fuck yeah, I'm here for a reason. Fake Lloyd said Grammy Summer. Thanks, Fake Lloyd. Appreciate you. I like that this Fake Lloyd thing has stuck. Why? Who knows? John Lestrina says, I had 5 pockets earlier, and now I'm down to 4 pockets. However, semen defenses are at maximum. Guys, block the semen away. We know that's what we have to do. Come on now. We know it. Thank you, everybody who's here right now live. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Super chat in. Sign up for call-in. Join my show after the show so we can talk about all things in the LGBTQIA community. In the meantime, let's talk about James Caan. So I'm watching The Offer right now, and one of the things that I did not realize, or at least I think now based off The Offer, which is the show about the making of The Godfather, which takes a lot of creative liberties, but I think it's a fucking awesome show with Miles Teller and Juno Temple. Anyway, on that show, I learned that James Caan was initially supposed to be Michael, but Coppola really wanted Pacino because he's Italian and because he had seen him in a play and was obsessed with him. But the studio was like, it's James Caan, we need James Caan. And so they settled on having him be Sonny. And it's like, all's well that ends well, because everybody ended up in the role that was clearly fucking right for them. But whoa, isn't that crazy? Godfather is such an amazing movie. Maybe a lot of you guys have known that. But I've been watching The Offer, and the episodes are long, so I usually watch 1 or 2 a day, and I'm on this penultimate. And so I've been just hearing all about James Caan recently. So I've been on a James Caan deep dive. And so I thought my phone was like paying attention to me and just sending me a James Caan thing based on the algorithm, because since I was watching, I've been IMDbing and like looking up James Caan and learning more about him. And then this morning I got notifications about James Caan. Or this afternoon, and I was like, oh yeah, just because I've been looking up James Caan. And then I clicked on something finally. I was like, oh my God, he passed away. He was 82. And a lot of the headlines, of course, refer to him as one of the stars of Godfather, The Godfather. And a lot of the millennials millennials and younger people refer to him as the star of Elf, which I thought was actually really endearing. Just depending on when you grew up, might be how you know him. There are those actors that cross generations, and he is certainly one of them. It's a bummer. It's a huge bummer. And to me, I still think with all of the technology we have today and with all of the incredible things that are in the world, 82 just feels really young. 82 feels really young. So I was sad to see this. A lot of people mentioning Thief and Misery online as well. What do you guys, when you think of James Caan, is the first thing you think of Godfather? It definitely is for me. He's just so good. So good. Oh, man. Matthew Gold said he made him an offer he couldn't refuse. Yeah, pretty much. Let me know your guys' James Caan thoughts. really sad. So much love to his friends and family and all his supporters and fans. Thinking about everybody today. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Also wanted to talk about Derek Chauvin, who, this was confusing to me. You guys tell me what you made of this. And by the way, every time I hear it, some people say Chauvin, some people say Chauvin. I don't really give a flying fuck how to pronounce this dude's name. He was sentenced to 21 years in prison. But here's what I was confused about. A lot of the articles talk about how he was sentenced to 21 years in prison, which after previously being sentenced to 22 and a half years. So he was already in a sentencing for 22 and a half years in Minneapolis, or I think he's in Minneapolis, and he was serving that for the murder of George Floyd. But now he gets a separate 21-year sentence for violating George Floyd's civil rights. So does that mean that he is scheduled to serve 43 and a half years? And if so, like, why the way that people are reporting on this is a little bit confusing. I know that they had asked for 25 years on this particular sentence, and his defense had asked for 20 years. So to give him 21 is closer to the other side, but I am curious if it's actually 40 something years. And if it's 40 something years, people can get out on good behavior in 20 something years. So it's very likely that this man will, if that math is correct and if all of those things are correct, that he will walk the streets again. It's when people on the internet are like, justice is served, I just don't even understand how somebody could feel that way, because this man is this, because George Floyd is dead. So how is justice fucking served? Justice would be bringing George Floyd back to life. We can't do that. So justice will never be served. I guess this might be as close as we can. Okay, so, sentence will run concurrently with 22 and a half years. So does that mean he gets to serve them at the same time? And therefore, he's serving them? You guys let me know. Does that mean that he actually is serving them at the same time? So he really, 20-something years, so really only be in there for 10-something years? Not that 10's not a long time, but yeah, because that means he's serving them simultaneously, right? So this one really didn't make much of a difference then. If he's serving that other one 22 and a half years and this one 21 years, he just got no time added on, correct? So he might be out in 10 years from now because he's already done like a year. I don't make the rules, and who am I to fucking say? Comparison-wise, I didn't go to law school. I don't fucking know, but I do feel like you put your knee on somebody's neck for over 9 minutes. You admitted out loud to hearing people telling you to stop that he was going to die. And you killed somebody. So I heard about a case the other day of this 19-year-old. There's a real thing that's going on. A case of a 19-year-old who blew a .09. He was under the influence of a .09, and he was driving like 95 miles per hour or something, and flipped his car, and in it he had 4 friends, and he lived, and 2 of his friends who were seatbelted lived, and the 2 people who were not seatbelted got ejected from the car and they died. And it's not just a manslaughter charge. They're charging with murder. And I was thinking about him and just how fucked up it is that he killed his 2 best friends. And also how fucked up we all were, or at least I was at 19, when this doesn't justify what he did, but when you just don't have the same understanding of life or what to do. And, he made a mistake based on choices he made that ended up with 2 of his best friends dead. And now he's being charged with murder. And you think about that guy, versus somebody like Derek, who is a fucking police officer, who is supposed to know better, who is supposed to do better, who is a full-blown adult, who it there was no accident. He put his knee on somebody's neck, assault, and killed them. And it's like, I don't know, man. We live in such a fucked up place where both those people are on trial for, and I don't know the years. I think that the 19-year-old is looking at 10 to 15 years. But it's like, imagine like if Derek gets out on good behavior in 10 years, those two things are not the same fucking thing. Our system is not, it's not well. Rob says, Kathy Bates gets all the love and misery, but James Caan is awesome in that movie as well. Also, any plans to screen Always Lola in Toronto? I will talk Always Lola soon. No plans on that yet, but I will keep you posted. Oh boy. Oh boy. What do you guys think about the Derek sentencing? It sounds like it really had no effect as he had already been sentenced for longer and they're running consecutively. So, I mean, at the same time, what's the word? Y'all know. Simultaneously. There was another word that I think they used, but you get me. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. What you guys got going on with that big ass support from Mark Jason Ali? Thank you. I really appreciate you. Need you, Mark. You are amazing. He says, here to support. Rest in peace, James Caan. How's Grammy and the family? 4 pockets currently. I also currently have 4 pockets. I've got 4 pockets. Chauvin should just rot. That's not justice. Concurrent is at the same time. Consecutive is one after the other. Yeah. Always Lola. Yeah. It's concurrent. Yeah. Thank you for that word. I hear you. Family's doing okay. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Appreciate you. You rock. Yes. I know you prefer Mark Jason Ali to Maja, but Maja is still good. Still really good. Can't believe we have the same amount of pockets. Nikita says, who was in their senses when they intentionally killed someone? Yeah, exactly. That's why I just don't understand this fucking place and in our justice system, which is just not a justice system. It's we should call it something else because that's not what it is. Fucked up system. There's got to be a better word for it. As I told you guys, when I'm done with the show today, I'm going to be going over to Callin, so make sure you download that app, Callin. I'm going to be talking about Mark Hoffman, who is talking about misgendering Chandler's parents and friends years and years later, finally addressing it. I'm going to be talking about Macy Gray, who went on Piers Morgan and said some really fucking disgusting, egregious things about the trans community. I was shocked. I don't know anything about Macy Gray's personal life. I only know that I have been a fan of Macy Gray's music, and to hear her speak was awful. And then to hear her apology was, well, I'll talk about it over there. And then Bette Midler, who tweeted out some things that were not great. And the response was not great. I mean, the response was justified. And then her response to that, I want to talk about. So we're going to be doing that over at Callin. So download the app. We're going to do that right after this. I think I set it for either 6:10 or 6:20. Before I get out of here, I want to talk a little Always Lola because you guys have been asking. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Super chat in. Tomorrow, I'm on Only Stupid Answers with DJ Woldridge. In the morning, we're going to be talking about the boys finale. We're going to be talking about Only Murders in the Building. We're going to be talking about Thor, of course. We're going to be talking about he wants to talk about Black Foam. I want to talk about The Summer I Turned Pretty. We got all different stuff. So check that out on OSA tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. Always Lola. So we had a screening last night in Cleveland. As you guys know, we shot in Ohio. So oftentimes people will do a screening in the same state that they shot. Cleveland is not the same city we shot, but it is a lot of the crew live close and a lot of the people who were part of the community were able to show up. And that was really cool to see. We sold out the theater again. Such an amazing feeling. I think that was 140 seats also, which was so fucking cool. It looked great. I saw our director and our producer posting pictures. Always Lola was on the marquee, which is so cool. And it seems like people loved it. This is what I will read you guys exactly what the director texted us. He group texted the main six cast members. Oh, my voice is going. Let's see what he said. So he texted us right after the screening last night. And here is what he said. He said, okay, let's keep scrolling. He said, guys, it crushed. People loved it. People were stunned by the cast. And then one of the cast members said, hell yeah, it did. And then Jeff, the director, wrote, people were like, you know them, which is great. So I'm really happy it played well there too. 2 for 2, baby. Right now, we have no current screenings anywhere else. If you guys want to stay up to date, you can check out their Instagram, Always Lola Film. Always Lola Film will update you on which cities and which states have screenings. It's going to be based on the festival circuit and possibly some other opportunities. I'm hoping that the movie gets distribution, which I believe that it will. But that probably won't be for months after festival stuff goes down. But once that happens, finger crossed, I'll be able to tell you guys how to see it from your own homes. But until then, it's all just screenings based on what we're accepted to and where we apply. So thanks for always asking about it. I appreciate you guys. Always Lola. It's got my heart right now. It's so cool to be able to say, like, if you live in Cleveland, go see me in this movie. Really cool. All right, friends, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to be on Caan very soon. Please go over there. Please support. For as long as you guys show up over there and give me support over there, hopefully they keep bringing me on, and that is really helpful to your girl. As you guys know, I just lost another job, losing the Schmodown, which makes me take a major hit. And just to give you some personal tea right now, my landlord is raising my rent starting on August 1st, which puts me in a little bit of a bind because now our studio is here and moving is even more expensive. And I can't believe she's even allowed to do that, but she is. So the best ways to support me, of course, are here on streamlabs.com/RoxyStryer and Super Chat. And to show up in the places that I am, leave comments and reviews. Go over to Caan, subscribe to my channel, call into the actual show, chat in with me, all of that good stuff. Like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends. Yeah, Melissa says they've raised rent everywhere. It sucks, girl. Yeah, I know it's not just me. There's supposed to be a freeze on Los Angeles rent until spring of 2023. So I guess some people just don't follow that. It's fucked up. But like, to sue is even more money. So you just kind of have to live and let live. All right, my friends, see you over on Caan. Thanks for hopping over there to talk about all the other things. And I'll be back here. I'll be back on Only Stupid Answers tomorrow. On Sunday, we'll be there for the World Girls is on. I won't be there unless I try to video in for a chat, for a shot. On Monday, I will be in St. Louis not physically there, but I call into that radio show with John Carney and Julie Buck. And then on Monday, I'll also be here live at the Roxy. And I'll also on Monday do the World Girls podcast. And then on Tuesday, SEN, and then Caan. And then Wednesday, World Girl Wednesday, and my birthday. All right, that's what's going on. Much love, my friends. Stay safe, stay sane. Put down the toilet seat lid. You don't want those plumes. Justice for all the people who lost their lives due to excessive force. And like, when I say justice, I mean, it's really hard to ever fucking get justice for that. Don't remember the Holocaust. My body, my choice. Love is love. And be kind to one another. It's a really tough time right now. Be kind to yourselves. I'll see you over on Caan later.